If you were someone that was growing up back in the mid 2000s watching MTV specifically on that channel, there was a show that was pretty big around that time period with a show called Pimp My Ride, which was held by the legendary and well known Xzibit. And this was a show that was created at the time to, help people who were struggling to have a running function car. And the whole purpose that Exhibit gets finds these young participants, pimps out their ride, and rolls them on through their day with their nice pumped out ride as it is. And over the years, everyone should know that Pimp My Ride has gone through some exaggerations and some obvious realizations that the show 90% of the time was unfortunately faked and such. And this was a show that I grew up growing up back in the early 2000s. So when I heard that Pimp My Ride had its own video game itself, back then as a kid, I decided to play the shit out of it. And today, that's what I want to talk about. Pimp My Ride, specifically. Yep, I'm going to be talking about this one because this one's a special case for me. Because Pimp My Ride was one of the first racing games, or I guess customization car games that I've ever played. Because back then, because of Pimp My Ride being so big and so prevalent for its time period, this was like really at the peak of Pimp My Ride. I believe this came out like during the final seasons of Pimp My Ride before it unfortunately got canceled due to some various factors coming about. And I could confidently say after playing all of Pimp My Ride, finishing it today is a worth the shot. It's a this game in a nutshell. It's not good. I gotta say, for anyone that has saw my two videos talking about Midnight Club 2 and how much of a struggle I've been trying to beat this game right now, you could argue that like, hey, because I've been playing Pit My Ride in the background with Midnight Club 2, maybe that's why I'm not beating this game sooner than I thought. But I digress. Pimp My Ride is a game that is so infamously bad, but it's so fun in the best way possible. That so to start off, like how this game works, it's about as simplistic as it gets. You, as the person that is trying to personally exhibit, essentially is you're basically trying to first and foremost like help customers out, pimp their rides out, and go on with their daily lives. And in this game itself, you the first thing you do when you load this game up is that you pretty much select the customer. There's a money limit you have to hit in order for you to start pimping out the customer's ride. And you go through these mini games, and the mini games itself can range from just simple one tap pressing a button or just rhythm games, and that's basically it. Now, of course, you can also like hit cars, you can hit signs, you can also hit meters, and you can also collect the PIMP explanation point to get like a huge money bonus. And that's basically how you make your money. And let's start with the mini game, shall we? So first off, let's start off with the front stepping, or sorry, hot stepping game. So in the hot stepping game, this is like the easiest way you can make money, where all you're doing is just pressing one simple button and you're just timing it like it's. I don't even know how it begins. Like you're timing like you're playing like Dance Dance Revolution, but Dance Dance Revolution was so crappy. And throughout this game, like up until the very end of the game too, it just kept the same fucking thing. The only way it actually got difficult towards the end was that they just gave you more buttons and they're a lot more closer than ever before. And again, you're basically doing 6 rounds of this. You're only going to play it for like a good minute or so, and then you move on. And then with Ghost Ride the Whip, which is one of the biggest things that emphasizes Pimp My Ride, is now like Hot Steppin'. In this one, you have to press buttons, move your joystick around a certain way, and again, you're basically just doing the same shit where again, your character is essentially just up there with his car moving around and is doing some of the craziest dance moves out there, like some of these and some of this, and even like some of the headbanging stuff, and like and there's some crazy dance moves here that I wish I could replicate, but believe me when I say that when you play these rhythm missions, you're gonna see one of the best fun bad dances you're ever gonna experience in the video game itself. And then, of course, once you get your go of your money, you then go into the customer. Then in the game, the customer does this whole shtickle skit that is pretty synonymous in Pimp My Ride, where it's about exhibits like, oh my god, there's a shitty ass car. Let's go see our person here. They do their whole little thing. It's like, hey, I'm here to pimp your ride, and they run through the same skit that you come to know and expect from Pimp My Ride's TV show. After that whole introduction shabango, then that's when you start the real game itself, which is now you have to pimp this crappy car to the beauty that it has to be. And this can range from giving it some of the weirdest, obscurest fucking shit possible that cannot be possible within a car, like a popcorn machine or a boxing glove punching bag or a full-on dressing room or a weapon storage system. I'm not even making this shit up. There are so many weird things in there that you can customize your cars with, to giving it bumpers, giving it the rims, because that's where they exaggerate. I mean, the game itself has a rim as the cover, after all, to taking out the insides of the car, giving it like a badass radio station, a video game system, maybe giving it the baddest, nastiest paint job imaginable. But again, that's basically what you're getting there. And the whole point is that as your Pimp My Ride, you also have a rival, and this rival, his sole purpose is to essentially out pimp you. And in one of the screenshots that I have right here, it then leads to this end result where now the customer is going to now compare your two cars for versus the rival, and if the customer chooses the rival car, you lose. If it chooses your car, you basically win. And that's basically the whole synopsis of the game itself, and it just continues repeating itself over and over and over again. And honestly, it's not as difficult to beat as it is. Now, with that being said, once you basically beat every customer that the game has to offer, which is about, I would say about like 20 customers per se, you go into this final challenge where now you have to pimp out the one car that is somehow the hardest car in the game, and that's Xzibit's car. And you have a time limit this time where you have 4 minutes, use your imagination, and just hit through every customization port possible, and you basically beat the game. And then your reward after beating the game is Xzibit saying, "Hey, you did it. You're the pimp. You're the biggest person ever. And now I know I can trust to rely on you to pimp out rides in Pimp City, because that's the whole game shtick in a nutshell. Is that it uses Pimp City exaggerating wise. Yeah. So with that being said, um, was there anything I liked about this game from what I explained with the gameplay itself? No, not really. Honestly, if there's maybe like a few compliments I could say about this game is that the music still slaps. I still like it, given that it's nostalgic for me. I think the music is still pretty good for to this day. In my view, I mean, this is Exhibit we're talking about, so who fucking knows? Um, Favorite car to drive in the game would be the Cosmo, which I had the green pimped out paint job that kind of looks like uh, the first car that I first ever saw from the Fast and the Furious franchise in a nutshell. There's also the fact that it can drive, it's playable, but outside of that, the game is really, really jaggy. It is laggy. It is holy moly. Like, racing games aside, because this is not a racing game, technically speaking, the driving mechanics in this game, I don't even know where to begin with it. It is so clunky, it is so unbalanced. Like, there's no handling on this car or on these cars in general. Like, any car you switch over to, you're always going to be drifting 90% of the time. If you crash into something or even a car specifically, your car's going to either be flying in the air or somehow does a 360 backspin, and then you're already losing track because you're running out of time. Again, the game emphasizes like you have to be making it to your certain stops on a specific time, and it's like really hard when the controls are so janky and so like unbalanced for a game of itself. And again, as someone who is a Midnight Club 2 advocate, I can tell you that this game has much more handling and balance than this piece of shit right here that I'm playing, or I just got done playing. And then again, the progression system itself, these rhythm games itself, it's not good. It's really boring. It gets really repetitive really fast. Trust me, I've actually done at 100% perfects on Hot Steppin' and the Ghost Ride the Whip mini games. And there's also another one with cruise control where all you do is just button mash as you're like driving slow and shit. And that's it. Like, there's not really a whole lot to say that I can really like praise the game for. Like, it's just like this feels like a game that's meant for like like elementary school kids or younger, because like a lot of the game mechanics here, it's clear just like you're trying to memorize a rhythm game, then you're gonna go out and driving, make sure you don't hit anyone. But then you also have like the worst map design possible, where sometimes you want to take a shortcut to get to your destination faster. The problem is the map in the game itself does not showcase the shortcuts, and sometimes what you think is a shortcut is actually a dead fucking end. And that's what I ran across when replaying Pimp My Ride and finishing this game. And keep in mind, this is a really short game too. Like the fact that you have to deal and fix like about 20 customers, and the last challenge being the exhibit, you could actually finish this game within like a day. Whereas a game like Midnight Club 2 or other racing games would take maybe weeks to finish a game itself. So yeah, honestly, Pit My Ride. There's so much more I can say about this, but say that, man. I as a kid growing up, I appreciate and loved this game as a kid, but as a grown as adult that I am now, I I don't think I'll see myself playing this again unless it's for like nostalgia purposes. And I guess the last thing I'll wrap this up is: will I play a Pit My Ride street racing game? Yes, there's a sequel to this game that somehow came out with street racing. Fuck no. I think I've experienced more than enough of what Pimp My Ride, the video game, has to offer. If I play the street racing version of this game, I feel like I'm gonna lose my fucking mind just trying to play further into the game. And yeah, that's it. Pimp My Ride, the video game itself. It's not good. I would recommend playing this for anyone that is a huge racing and car fanatic. It sucks. It's crappy, but it can be fun bad in the right circumstances. And yeah, just want to simply talk about this a little bit. That's it. See you on the next one. Later.